Hello everyone, today we're going to see how you can run TikTok ads for your Shopify store. Step-by-step breakdown of how you can run TikTok ads for your Shopify store from A to Z. After spending like 2 million, over 2 million in the platform, there's some frameworks that I've seen, and I've seen a lot of data working with my own clients and working in some of the top agencies in the world. From data being with top media buyers in different communities, I will say what I've seen working for our account and what's the best really way to start running TikTok ads for your Shopify store and scale them, distributing your ad spend into another channel, which is a must in the post iOS 14 world. So let's get down to it. I'm gonna show you exactly A to Z, how you can start, structure, how you set up your pixel, how to scale everything. So let's dive into it. So the first part, of course, is to create your business account on TikTok very easily. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. I'm not gonna go through that. Basically just the same as you would set up your business manager on Facebook, the same on TikTok. It's just called different, it's called Business Center and not business manager, but it's the same thing. Just put your business info, put all your things, your taxes, your name, all the official documents stuff. You're ready to go. Actually you got this down. You should be on your new ad account, and you create a new ad account. The first thing that you do is to set up a pixel, which is very easy. So I'm gonna break it down for you. Just go to on your direct ads manager, go to assets, go to events, and you have this screen here. Event, we're gonna use web events. We're not gonna about app events. So I'm gonna click manage here. And here you're going to show you a dashboard for different ways that you can set up your pixel. If you're using your Shopify, it's very easy. Just going to click set up web events, and then you're going to have two options here: TikTok pixel and the events API. The events API is actually I recommend going with the events API if you have some dev in your team or any dev inside, how you can actually set that up. It's truly the best way. It's really just ensuring that you get the most amount of data into the pixel. And post iOS 14 is very similar to copy, to the Facebook copy. But yeah, if you don't, you should be right with the TikTok pixel first. So it's very easy. So just click TikTok pixel here, and of course name your pixel, and just click. And then you have another two options: manually install pixel code and automatically set up the web events via partner platforms. Because you are on Shopify, it's much easier to do that. You don't need any dev experience stuff to do that. So just click automatically set up via a partner platforms, click next, and then select Shopify from here, and then it's gonna load up your exact steps. You go to your Shopify, you install the TikTok app, you just basically go through the process here. I have done that and I have a lot of pixels here. I do have connected the pixel, but very easily you just go through it and you should be right. So after you have all your events ready and your pixel is set up completely, which you should be done very easily. It usually takes 5 minutes to do that. And you're gonna go and you're gonna create any campaign. You can do that, and then we're gonna actually go and create some of the campaigns, actually run the ads. So some things before running the ads. First of all, you need to have creatives ready to go. I suggest do not repurpose the ones that you use on Facebook. Maybe you can test them and maybe feed some data into the pixel until you have the creative that is specialized for the TikTok ad platform. That's because TikTok is much more creative intensive than Facebook, so you need a lot of more creative to test. You need more native creative that it doesn't look exactly like ad. It looks like TikTok. It's a very different style of creatives with native hooks and stuff. So make sure you have a lot of these, so you can, depending on your budget, of course, rotating new creatives every single week into the account and keep it fresh. You need new creatives. We have seen the best results. I mean, instantly results go up when we have new creatives to test on TikTok. So it's a very creative testing platform. Creative is a must, and it's 70% there really of your results on TikTok. Also, creative fatigues much faster on TikTok than on Facebook. So the same creative that you will be running on Facebook for 3 months, the same time, the same creative will be on TikTok about 2 or 3 weeks maybe. Of course, there are ways that you can extend the life of a creative, and that I have another video going through that. But in general, just make sure you have enough creative to test and you have very TikTok focused creatives. You can get some inspo from other brands in your niche. So the creative inspo that TikTok has, I'm gonna link it down below as well. You can see some of the best creatives. I have another video just going my top 5 styles of creatives. So you can maybe just start with these 5 styles, 3 or 4 styles, just test as you go. So after you have the creative down, which is a very important thing, which of course is gonna be better as you go and learn. Unfortunately on TikTok you should have a period when you season the pixel, which is a period when you drive data into the pixel, optimize it for some high funnel events like the auto card or the view content. This is exactly for what I said it is. It's basically just to drive data into the pixel ad platform. TikTok as another platform is much newer and not that mature as platform, so you need to give the pixel enough data so TikTok can take that data and better optimize the algo to make people buy your products and stuff and really drive those conversions that we actually want. So you need to have like data, you need to have like a period at the start. Ideally you should be going through the best practices, which is basically just hitting 50 conversions with each event. So 50 conversions with a view count with a view content event, 50 conversions with the auto cart event, and then start optimizing for the complete payment event. We have seen accounts just going through much faster in that process, and some accounts maybe just need a whole month of actually driving data and top of funnel data into the pixel. So just bear in mind that you have to do that. I'm gonna actually set it up all here so you can see that exactly how we set up the account and how we go about it. But just to know that you should be optimizing for the high funnel event at the start, and then you should do 4 purchases. I know it's a bit annoying, but even if you don't do that, you probably won't spend full budget in your ad groups, and if you do, you won't get like the results you want. So we have seen you probably just spend full budget but not get any purchases, out of cards, nothing. So you need to go through the process for the optimal results in the future. So we get that we have to do that, but how do we actually structure it? How we go to that account? How should I run? How should I create my campaigns? What's the best way to structure my ad account so we can have the best results? Now, I recommend having, depends really on your industry, but in general, I recommend having as much as a consolidated approach. So basically just consolidate all your campaigns into 2 core campaigns. One is a creative testing campaign where we test creatives. Another one is a scaling campaign where we just promote and scale the winners from the creative testing campaign and just really focus on driving the revenue and pushing things and scaling. But a big caveat to that, if you do have multiple products, I recommend, if you do want to focus and have a lot of budget focus, I recommend throwing another campaign in those. Any other campaign that we can run, you may have to, if you actually advertise on different countries, you want to separate them and you have a lot of budget, again, we have done that. You probably have to create another campaign, or you want to run cost caps. We do have another campaign for that. It's not set in stone that we have 2 campaigns, but I recommend starting with these 2. You see the need that you need to create like another one, go for it. TikTok is much more easy on these things. On Facebook it probably work better if you consolidate it, but on TikTok it seems like you can do a lot of different things just because it's so immature as a platform and you get away with it. So as you can see here, ignore these. As you can see, you have 1 core campaign and 1 creative sandbox campaign here. What's the big things that you need to focus? Creative test campaign, they want big focus, and the big thing that is really different from Facebook that we have found is working very, very well is testing things in single ad groups. So each ad group has each ad. So one ad, each creative that you have, you need to test it in single ad groups. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit counterintuitive, but you should do that. It seems like it's like Facebook back in the day, like we actually did that. We isolate each ad in each ad group, but you need to do that in order to have the best understanding of what's your best creative and how it looks really, which also the most efficient way to scale, because TikTok is so bad at distributing spend between ads. So if you have 1 ad group, you have 4 ads, TikTok will pivot all the spend into 1 ad. And it's not that well as Facebook, which Facebook actually can identify the winner ad and the most scalable ad. TikTok is much worse on doing that, so it's just gonna pivot all the spend in 1 ad, and the result of that is that all the other 3 or 4 won't have any spend and you don't know anything about it. It's very crucial to test ads in single ad groups. So in that creative testing campaign, we just have each ad group has 1 ad. We're gonna start with the ad card event and optimizing for that, and we're gonna shoot for that 50 ad cards per week. Of course, the start you might not hit that. I recommend just going through the process and just slowly optimizing for the complete payment event as well. So you can see if the metrics hold with the ad card event, you should go with that in the complete payment event. But start with the ad card event. Optimize for the ad card, try to hit the 50 conversions per week. And in terms of budget, on the creative test campaign, ideally you should be getting out of the learning phase. This never happens on the creative test campaign unless you have like some big budgets or you're just pushing a lot of spend in the creative test campaign. So I recommend starting depending on your AOV at around your AOV. So and a bit below, for example, if it's like $50, I would start about $30 a day. It's like or if it's like higher AOV product, like 80 to 100, I would say like in $50 a day, just to see how it goes. You typically leave this 3 days around, depending on your budget. We see and judge if it holds in terms of metrics, and if it has good soft metrics as well. Comes to ratio, average watch time, good click rate, and then we do two things. We then either promote it to core campaigns, and or we can do both if we have budget and it's good that we vertically scale on the creative test campaign as well. So we increase the budgets and we promote it to the core campaigns. This is how we scale, and we promote creative winners and try to scale. But the main thing here is to actually test ads in singular ad groups on your creative test campaign, on your core campaign. You just put a lot more budget behind the winners, and we do audience testing in that campaign. So for example, if I go there on the core campaign, you're gonna see different audiences that we test. Those winners, it's like 2 or 3 winners that each week we actually rotate new winners from the creative test. So you can see we test different audiences, and this is how we scale from there. On the core campaigns, we really focus on trying to push as much as budget as possible, trying to go for that learning phase, to get that out of the learning phase, but it's hard to do that. But I wouldn't really care about that much. I will just really see if results are really holding, and just judge on that. So this is the basic structure. Let's go actually now how you can actually scale on TikTok. If you have some winning creatives, what to do when you have some winning creatives, and how to approach that. So how do we scale after we find some winning creatives? And the first thing we need to do is, as I said, promote into the core campaign and scale vertically in the creative testing campaign if you can and you have the budget for that. Now, after you do that, how do we actually scale effectively? Now, the best way that we found in scaling TikTok is horizontal scaling. So duplicating the ad group with another audience, or with the same audience, the same creator, just to increase the spend, but just in a more stable way. We have found that on TikTok, it's very hard to scale vertically after a point. On some accounts, of course, this is up for testing. I have seen after that $500 per day behind one ad group is getting very consistent, just because I think it's not the most scalable platform right now. It doesn't have like the raw infrastructure to actually scale the same way that you do on Facebook. And I mean, it doesn't have like the same years behind it, the same years behind it. Facebook algorithm is much more sophisticated by that. But besides that, it's just more stable results. So if one ad group doesn't perform, you actually have 3 or 4, 5 more that we can actually adjust and play around with those, so we don't lose traffic, we don't lose performance as drastically as we would otherwise if we just scale vertically. So a good way to do that is scale horizontally, which is very effective way to do that. Some of the best audiences are really the broad audience and then stack interest audience. I would recommend after a point, having a conversation, go in each ad group in the view data button and see which are the best audiences for your particular niche and test those. Also, you can see what are the best ages and demographics, so you can really skew results down, skew audiences down, But again, at the same time, do not hyper segment audiences, really keep it as broad as possible. I would say don't go below 10 million in the audience size. Of course, it depends on your country, but again, don't go that narrow. TikTok doesn't work going that narrow, and one of the most common mistakes that we see, and I see when I actually audit account, is people going very targeted and very hyper segmented. So be sure to do that. Be sure to test a lot of stuff. Have a lot of videos in my channel, just going over audiences and going over how you can scale on TikTok. These are the main things. If you have reached a decent scale and stuff, you can also use cost caps. We have found great results going into paydays. Really squeeze them as much as possible out of their account. We're seeing very low CPMs, very low CPCs out of cost caps. Just make sure you're gonna use your only one winner in the last 30 days or so, and just try to find the sweet spot in the cap. Also very good way to scale even further. And also we found the best results for optimizing with the value based optimization. You get that after you have 20 conversions in your pixels in the last 7 days, you unlock the value optimization, which is I mean, we have seen the best results across accounts with that. So definitely use that. Of course, throw some lowest cost in after you get that, but in general, we have seen the best results from it. So another thing that is not talking enough thing, after you find some winning creatives, do not stop repeating the winning creative. So get that winning creative and test different hooks with that creative around what your ideal audience would actually have, what you think your ideal audience would actually like the most, or you're gonna respond to the most. So test different hooks with those winning creatives. Also change maybe the music, the structure. Just go and base all your creatives, not all your creatives, some of your creatives, of your next creatives, on the next batch of those winning creatives. You can, just replicate each success, and you can scale the account effectively. Don't stop, of course, testing another different styles, but if that wins, it wins for a region. So you need to replicate it and actually squeeze as much as possible out of it. If that makes sense. Or you want to focus on the next batch of creatives on this type of style. You might think that unboxing creatives work very well in your niche. Just go and just focus more and double down on unboxing creatives. Or you're gonna see a different style of creatives actually working. Try different hooks for the winning and iterate building on those winners. So I think that's pretty much it. We covered everything from pixel to campaign structure to testing to scaling. You have a lot of data now, you have a lot of things to do. Just go out and test it yourself. We have seen very good results with TikTok ads, especially if you mix them with the other channels. All the channels work together, so make sure you incorporate them and distribute some of the spend there. We've seen great results. And again, the most important lever that you can pull is actually creative. So really focus on the creative to, and model some of the best creatives out of your especially industry, and you're gonna have great success with your guys. So thanks for watching this video. If you want some more help and you're ready to take a business to the next level through paid media, feel free to book a call with me. And with that, thanks a lot for watching this video, and I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know on the comments, and I will make sure to get